Hi, thank you for buying this Penstroke Productions At the Track videotape, and I'd like to welcome you to KilKare Speedway. I'm Nate Pennington, and we're here with the NASCAR Weekly Racing Series late models, modifieds, pro stocks, pure stocks, mini stocks. So we're not going to waste any time. We're going to get on with it and get down to racing. And our first heat race of the night will be the first heat race for the pro stocks, and they're going to line up this way. 78 is Virgil Powell, 52 Mike Miller, 97 is Jeff Wilson, then it's the 14 of Clark Wolf, 32 is Jerry Johns Jr.
Oh, we got 7 cars for our first.
And the 99 machine is going to go through my cheat sheets here. Hang on just a second. 99 is Ansel Massey, and the 93 of Ted Applegate.
Second row, we've got the 90, the back straightaway.
And Mike Miller wastes no time moving around the Virgil Powell number 78 machine. Jeff Wilson looks to the inside of Virgil Powell down the front stretch. Can't get the job done, but tucks back into that third position in turn 1. Once again, looking to the inside down the back stretch, Jeff Wilson. Mike Miller, car number 52, your leader. Now we got the Ted Applegate machine, number 93, with a spin and into the wall in turn 2. That'll bring out a caution.
And we got a yellow flag.
On the restart, it will be Mike Miller in car number 52, the leader. 70 Virgil Powell second, 97 Jeff Wilson, 32 Jerry Johns Jr., and the 99 of Ansel Massey. Problems for the Jerry Johns Jr. machine. He's slowed down the backstretch. And Jerry Johns Jr. very slow. Over in turns 3 and 4. We stay green because he's up out of the racing groove. And it looks like he's going to be able to get around to the pits, but do it very slowly. Your leader. White flag, 1 lap to go for number 52, Mike Miller, your leader.
One more time around, but Mike Miller.
And your winner will be car number 52, Mike Miller. Coming home second will be the 78 of Virgil Powell. Third will go to the 97 of Jeff Wilson, with the 99 of Ansel Massey coming across the line fourth, and rounding out your top 5 is the 14 of Clark Wolf. Once again, your winner, car number 52, Mike Miller.
Victory in a row.
Race number 2 for the pro stocks, the 12 of John Maloney, the 3 of Darrell Norman, 4 is Ron Lewis, 30 is Dale Taylor, and the 31 of Rick Turpin.
Second, 8 lap Napa Auto Parts. Maloney and Norman setting the field as they head down the back straightaway. They come up to turn 4. Setting green flag again.
That one will be called a false start.
Rolling down as he's back straight once again. John Maloney, then number 12. Setting the field up and then out to right stripe. Trying to get a jump as he goes high. And then he turns up the walk. And he has momentum carrying on his two.
This time Daryl Norman gets the jump on the John Maloney machine. Maloney back to second, and the 4 car of Ron Lewis running third with Dale Taylor in fourth. Ron Lewis now pulls right on the back bumper of the 12 John Maloney. Now looking to the high side of John Maloney, battle for second down the backstretch. Give the advantage to Ron Lewis going into turn 3, and now Ron Lewis runs second. He'll set his sights on the 3 of Daryl Norman. Side for the lead through turns 1 and 2, and now coming at you down the backstretch. Daryl Norman, Ron Lewis battling side by side for the lead. Slide advantage to Ron Lewis down the front straightaway. Still side by side in turns 1 and 2. Your winner will be car number 4 with a last moment pass. The 3 car Daryl Norman runs or finishes second. Third will go to John Maloney. Fourth to Rick Turpin and Dale Taylor. Rounds out your 5 car field.
And for Ron, that is his 5th heat race victory.
Once again, your winner, car number 4, Ron Lewis.
Winner from a week ago.
Mini stock heat race number 1 pulling out on the track. 95 is Derek Houston. And the 99 of Greg White. 60, Jerry Moore. 17, Frank Harvey. 71, Sean Sparkman. And the 5 of Tony Houston. In a moment, the flag.
And Greg White set up the field as they head down that straightaway.
Greg White slips way wide in 4. And that'll bring him caution back out as starter Larry Betty's complete 2-wide restart.
Once again for a start to our first race of the evening.
Truck number 95, your leader, Frank Harvey running second, Jerry Moore running second, Frank Harvey third. Moore looks to the inside, down the backstretch, can't quite get the job done, tucks back to that second position. coming to the high side and gets around the 60 of Jerry Moore, battling side by side now for second position. Frank Harvey in truck number 17, the 60 of Jerry Moore on the inside. Now Moore, the slight advantage down the backstretch. Looks to the inside of Derek McCushin coming out of turn 4. Flag, 1 lap to go for your leader, truck number 95, Derek McCushin. Frank Harvey now running second in the 17 machine. Jerry Moore right there in 60. Your winner will be truck number 95, Derek McCushin. The 17 of Frank Harvey just barely edging out the 60 of Jerry Moore. And third will go to Tony McCushin fourth will go to Tony McCushin in the 5, and rounding out your top 5 will be Greg White in the 99. Once again, your winner, truck number 95, Derek McCushin. Race number 2 for the mini stocks. 10 is Brian Brewer, 45 Eddie Flores, 6 Ron Wells, 24 Rick Bates, and the 7 Kenny Snyder. Also 10 Brian Brewer out there. Spinning over in turn 4. I believe that was the 7 of Kenny Snyder. And the caution comes out for the 7 of Kenny Snyder. On the restart, it will be a complete 2-line restart with Brian Brewer and Eddie Flora. Ron Wells and Rick Bates, and out back Kenny Snyder.
Number 3, Larry Betty flips it over across the ability back.
Rick Bates running second, the 6 of Ron Wells third, and the 10 of Brian Brewer is fourth. Halfway, 3 in, 3 to go. Still your leader, the 24 Rick Bates closing right on his back bumper, and the 6 of Ron Wells is right there in third. White flag, 1 lap to go for truck number 45, Eddie Flora. And your winner will be truck number 45, Eddie Flora. Coming home second will be the 24 of Rick Bates. Third will go to the 6 of Ron Wells. Fourth to the 10 of Brian Brewer, and rounding out your top 5 will be the 7 of Kenny Snyder. Once again, your winner, truck number 45, Eddie Flora. And now he raced number 1 for the late models. It'll be the 22 of John Vallow. inside row number 1. Outside of him, the 18 of Greg Stapleton. 33, Carl Stapleton is next, inside row number 2. 5, Dick Dunleavy Jr. 3 of Dave Barnhart, the 75 of Gary Estes. 34 is Dave Ellis. 27, Brian Brandenberry, and the 70 of Joe Hill. Lap number 1, the 22 of John Vallow. Greg Stapleton outside in the 18. Carl Stapleton inside in the 33. He races third. And it's Gary Estes and Dick Dunleavy rounding out your top 5 at the moment. John Vallow. Greg Stapleton still running second. Carl third, and battle for fourth between the Dick Dunleavy and Gary Estes machines. John Vallow. Greg Stapleton will come home second, then Carl Stapleton third. Fourth will go to Gary Estes and Dick Dunleavy Jr. rounding out your top 5. Once again, your winner, car number 22, John Vallow. Heat race number 2 for the late models, pulling out on the track for their 8-lap heat race event. On the pole of this will be the 72 of Jerry Stapleton. Outside of him, the 2 of Dave Brandenburg, 98 Chris Stump, 53 Russ Bob, 16 Robbie Jacks, 43 Will Spurgeon, 29 Tony Brunke, and the 01 of Gene Crace.
And rounding up the field will be Tony Brunke and Eugene Crace. Gets behind front row Jerry Stapleton.
And the lead going to go to Jerry Stapleton at the end of lap number 1 in the Ford Taurus. Second, a battle between the 98 of Chris Stump and the 2 of Dave Brandenburg. Fourth belongs to the 53 of Russ Bob. Still the 72 of Jerry Stapleton, 98 Mel running second, Dave Brandenburg third, Russ Bob fourth. One lap to go for car number 72, Jerry Stapleton. And we got one spinning over in turn 4. That's the 43 of Will Spurgeon. That will bring out a caution. On the restart, the 72 Ford Taurus of Jerry Stapleton, your leader. 98 Chris Stump, second. Third belongs to the 2 of Dave Brandenburg. Fourth, 53 Russ Bob, and Robbie Jackson rounding out your top 5 in the 16 car. White flag, 1 lap to go for your leader, car number 72, Jerry Stapleton. Car number 72, Jerry Stapleton, coming home second will be the 98 of Chris Stump. Third will go to the 53 of Russ Bob. Fourth to the Dave Brandenburg machine, car number 2, and rounding out your top 5 will be the Robbie Jackson, car number 16. Once again, your winner, car number 72, Jerry Stapleton. KilKare Modifieds pulling out on the track for their first 2 heat races. On the pole of this one will be the 42 of Jim Lewis Jr. Outside of him, 31, Don Fleming Jr. Inside second row, the 17 of Ed Lorenz. Outside of him will be the 1 of Mike Carroll. 5 is Sky Hinkle, 10 Steve Snap. Then we see the 4 of Charlie Davis, the 6 of Derek Barnett, 58 is Kevin Colvin.
Good chance to warm up their engines. Kevin Coleman. So Jim Lewis, Don Fleming, line up in the field.
And the caution comes back out. That one's going to be called a false start. Actually, there is some debris on the track, and you can see it there in turn 4. Looks like a piece of sheet metal.
Okay, 9967, your lights are on.
The 42 of Jim Lewis Jr., Mike Carroll running second, the 31 of Don Fleming Jr. third, fourth belongs to the 17 of Ed Lorenz. job done. Your winner will be car number 42, Jim Lewis Jr. Mike Carroll will come home second. Third will go to Don Fleming Jr. in the 31. 17, Ed Lorenz will finish fourth. And rounding out your top five will be the car number 5 of Sky Hinkle. Once again, your winner, car number 42, Jim Lewis Jr. Heat race number 2 for the modified 76 Frank Harris, 2 Steve Rick, 3 Jerry Stapleton, 28 Ralph Harrod, 11 Dick Levy Jr., 25 Gary Smith, 86 Roy Sowers. In a moment, the green flag.
Outside of him, the 28, Ralph Harrod. Third row, 5-6 Dunleavy Jr. in the 11. Outside of him, Gary Smith. And rounding out the field, Roy Sowers.
And that one's going to be called a false start.
Trying to join Jim Lewis with the wins in the E-Mod class here this evening.
This time with Frank Harris. A little jump on the start. We'll see if we keep this one. And caution comes back out. False start.
Right down in turn 4. Larry Betty.
This time, Jerry Stapleton with a jump on the start. Caution comes out once again. False start number 3.
Settle down in the back straightaway.
And Frank Harris and Steve Ritter go to the tail pole this time. Jerry Stapleton and Ralph Harrod start looking much better. Jerry Stapleton jumps out to that early lead in the 3 car. Running second now is the 11, Dick Dunleavy Jr. with the 28, Ralph Harrod riding that high line in third. That's the 11 of Dick Dunleavy Jr. with a problem. The 3 of Jerry Stapleton still your leader. Car number 3, Jerry Stapleton. Coming home second will be the 25 car of Gary Smith. Third will go to the 28 of Ralph Harrod. Fourth to Steve Rippert in the 2 car. Rounding out the top 5 will be Roy Sowers in the 86 machine. Once again, your winner, car number 3, Jerry Stapleton.
Third heat win of the year. He also has a couple of feature wins.
And our next heat race is heat race number 1 for the Pure Stocks as they pull up on the track. They're going to line up this way. Inside row number 1.
So we'll bring up the cars for our...
I believe is the number 1 car, Jeremy Everding. Outside him, the 24, Sean Miller. Then it's 28, Danny Suffern. 63, Brett Clark. 71, is Jeff Marsh, 99 Chuck McClure. The 7 car is Dave Bolognier. And then the 3 of Brian Roush.
So we have Eagle 5 Jeff Marsh and 4 and Dave Bolognier and Brian Roush. We're on
Jeremy Everding, your leader, running second on the outside, the 24 of Sean Miller. Third belongs to the 28 of Danny Suffren. Suffren takes a look to the inside of Sean Miller as Miller continues to work the high line around Jeremy Everding. Side by side in turn 2. Slight advantage to Jeremy Everding down the backstretch. Way, 3 in, 3 to go. Jeremy Everding, your leader. Danny Suffren now running second as Sean Miller slips back a little bit now. Miller runs third. White flag, 1 lap to go for your leader, car number 1, Jeremy Everding. And your winner will be car number 1, Jeremy Everding. Coming home second will be the 28 of Danny Suffren. 24, Sean Miller will finish third. Fourth will go to the 71 of Jeff Marsh, and rounding out your top 5 will be the 63 of Brett Clark. Once again, your winner, car number 1, Jeremy Everding.
Looking for feature win number 5 on the season. It'll go wow.
And our final heat race for this session is the Pure Stock Heat Race number 2. 88 Ken Burnett on the pole. Outside him, the 57 of Chris Popoff. Row number 2, 75 Brian Cottrell, 6 Craig Conover. Then it's the 73 of Larry Hornback, I believe. And
it was okay.
we're in a holding phase here for just a second. Don't know what the hang-up is. Now we're ready to start moving. Give you the rest of the lineup. Larry Hornback and the 01 of Potter Ledford, 90 of Steve Shaw, and the 18 of Billy Ritchie.
Field settles behind the front row as we head down the back straightaway.
Ken Burnett wastes no time in the 88 machine. He takes over the lead. We've got one loose down the back straightaway. That's Potter Ledford, and the 73, Larry Hornback with a spin over at turn 2. 88 Ken Burnett, your leader. 75 Brian Cottrell ready second. Battle for third between Craig Conover and Chris Popoff. Now Cottrell almost spins in turn 4, gathers it back in, remains in second in the 75 car. Brian Cottrell looks to the inside once again on Ken Burnett down through turn 4, down the front stretch. And Brian Cottrell takes over the lead going into turn number 1. Now Craig Conover will look underneath the 88 of Ken Burnett. Conover now runs second. Chris Pawpaw now working on the 88th Ken Burnett. Brian Cottrell, car number 75, still your leader. Chris Pawpaw now takes over third with Craig Conover running in that second position. White flag, 1 lap to go for the 75 of Brian Cottrell. Your winner of heat race number 2 for the Pure Stocks, car number 75, Brian Cottrell. Coming home second will be the 6 of Craig Conover. Third will go to the 57 of Chris Pawpaw. 88 Ken Burnett will finish fourth, and rounding out your top 5 will be the 01 of Potter Ledford. Once again, your winner, car number 75, Brian Cottrell. Well, here at the track, we've reached intermission time for you. That means in just a moment, we're going to line them up all over again for the features. Now feature time, and first up tonight will be the NASCAR Weekly Racing Series late models coming out for their 30-lap event, and they're going to line up this way. Inside row number 1 is car number 18, Greg Stapleton. Up at Columbus Motor Speedway, there is another young man by the name of Dan Gregory who drives the number 18 up there, pretty similarly colored. And I got confused and realized last week that I actually said Dan Gregory in the car number 18. So Greg Stapleton, car number 18. Outside him, the 98 of Chris Stump. Row number 2, car number 75, Gary Estes, and the 2 of Dave Brandenburg. Row number 3, Jerry Stapleton inside, and the 70 of Joe Hill outside. Row number 4, 01, Gene Grace, and the 33 of Carl Stapleton. Row number 5, car number 22, John Vallow, and outside of him, the number 5 of Dick Dunleavy Jr. Row number 6, 34, Dave Ellis, and the 53 of Russ Bob. Row number 7, car number 16, Robbie Jackson, the 43 of Will Spurgeon, and in row number 8, car number 3, Dave Barnhart on the inside, and the 29 of Tony Brunke outside. KilKare Pastries truck is pulled into the infield, and we're ready to go racing for 30 laps for the NASCAR Weekly Racing Series late models. Gregory, car number 18, your leader. Running second is the number 98 of Chris Stump. The 75 of Gary Estes in third. Fourth belongs to the Ford Taurus of the 72 of Jerry Stapleton. And a battle for fifth right now between the 01 of Gene Grace and the 2 of Dick Brandenburg. Brandenburg on the outside as Estes moves up into that high line. And Stapleton now moves underneath Estes. Third as Stapleton, Jerry Stapleton, underneath the 75 of Gary Estes. Estes slipping back just a little bit on the outside, but comes back and battles back down the front straightaway. They're side by side once again. Contact. A couple cars getting together over in turn 2. The 43 Will Spurgeon and the 29 of Tony Brunke. That'll bring out our first caution of the race. As our season begins to draw to a close, just a matter of a couple of weeks left, 3 weeks to be exact after tonight's event. It's going to be a long, cold winter at the track race videos. Keep in mind, we not only have videos here of KilKare Speedway each and every week, but at Columbus Motor Speedway, NASCAR Weekly Racing Series. For your NASCAR Ohio connection at the track race videos, give us a call. We have them. On the restart, it will be Greg Stapleton in the 18 machine. Chris Stump in 98 and 72 of Jerry Stapleton. 75 is Gary Estes. Still your leader, Chris Stump right on his back bumper. Stump now looking to the outside in turn one. He moves to the high lane. Slips back just a little bit down the backstretch. Here comes Jerry Stapleton in the 72. And now it's Chris Stump and Jerry Stapleton side by side for second. Gary Estes looking on in fourth position as the second and third cars doing battle out there. Still side by side. Side advantage to the Chris Stump there, but he drops back. And Will Spurgeon back out on the track. Right in front of the leader. And contact. Jerry Stapleton goes around. Contact between Will Spurgeon and the 18. Your leader, Greg Stapleton. On the restart, it will be Greg Stapleton. Jerry Stapleton running second. Chris Stump in third. Fourth belongs to the 75 of Gary Estes. And rounding up the top five, the two of Dave Brandenburg. Moving to the high side of Chris Stump. That's Greg Stapleton and Jerry Stapleton winning 1 and 2. And now Estes looks to the high side of Chris Stump down the front stretch. Halfway, 15 laps in, 15 to go. Estes takes over the third position. Stump back to fourth. Greg Stapleton, your leader. Jerry Stapleton still running second. Looks towards the inside in turn one. In the high lane, side by side with Dunleavy for the moment. Jerry Stapleton continues to work on Greg Stapleton for the lead. Gary Estes closes, looks to the high side of Jerry Stapleton down the backstretch. Chris Stump moves back up into the fray. He runs fourth with John Vallow. Check that. Yes, that is the John Vallow machine running in the 5th position. While I was busy talking about some of these other drivers, I missed the fact that John Vallow was moving up quite nicely. Thank you. John Vallow runs 5th. Showing some damage on his number 5 car. 18 of Greg Stapleton, your winner. White flag just coming out on this instant replay. Keep your eye on the 75 of Gary Estes and the 72 of Jerry Stapleton. And Stapleton, a little bit of contact with the wall, and then people checking up. From Bill Yo's position over in turn 3 on the back stretch. Our next feature coming up on the track will be the NASCAR Weekly Racing Series Pro Stocks. Inside row number 1 is the number 12 of John Maloney. Outside of him, the 3 of Darrell Norman. Row number 2, car number 78, Virgil Powell. 97 is Jeff Wilson. Row number 3, car number 52, Mike Miller. And outside him, the number 4 of Ron Lewis. Row number 4, car number 14, Clark Wolf, and the 30 of Dale Taylor. Row number 5, 32, Jerry Johns Jr., and the 31 of Rick Turpin. And in row number 6, car number 99, Ansel Massey.
KilKare paint truck is dropping down to the infield. Larry Pennington with the flag in hand.
And Darrell Norman wastes no time. He's that high lane. second. Wilson runs second, Maloney third. Battle for third. Now Ron Lewis gets around. Ron Lewis now runs third. John Maloney back and forth, but here comes Virgil Powell. Powell makes it just that easy, and John Maloney is back to fifth. Closing in the 97 machine. Out. We got a car up against the wall over in turn 2. That is the 31 of Rick Turpin. And as we remain under caution, brakes that's coming around to the KilKare Speedway victory lane over just off of turn 4 behind the grandstands. As the white flag comes out, and we are just about ready to go back to racing. Lights go out on the KilKare pace truck. Your leader this race is the 3 of Daryl Norman. Running second is the 97 of Jeff Wilson. Third is the Ron Lewis machine, car number 4. Fourth is the 78 of Virgil Powell. And rounding out your top 5, car number 52, Mike Miller. Running second, Ron Lewis, Virgil Powell, and Mike Miller. Miller looks to the inside of Virgil Powell down the backstretch. Can't quite get the job done. Battle for fourth position. And contacting Mike Miller in the 78 of Virgil Powell. Powell remains under control. Mike Miller pressuring heavily. Daryl Norman still your leader in the 3 car. battle for the fourth position once again between Virgil Powell and the Mike Miller car number 52. And now Mike Miller takes over that fourth position as Virgil Powell slips wide down the front straightaway. Daryl Norman still your leader. And we got one spun over in turn 3 into the infield. That is the 32 of Jerry Johns Jr.
Jerry Johns machine.
On the restart, it will be the 3 of Daryl Norman. 97, Jeff Wilson runs second. Third belongs to the 4 of Ron Lewis. Then it's the 52 of Mike Miller and the 78 of Virgil Powell rounding out your top 5. We got 3 laps to go, so we will get a green and race a lap, then the white flag, and then the checker. Daryl Norman, your leader. Laps to go. White flag next time by the stripe. White flag, 1 lap to go for your leader, car number 3, Daryl Norman. Jeff Wilson running second. Winner, car number 3, Daryl Norman. Jeff Wilson in the 97 machine comes home second. Third belongs to the 4 of Ron Lewis. Fourth to the 52 of Mike Miller. And rounding out your top 5 will be the 78 of Virgil Powell. And now, pulling up on the track is a NASCAR Weekly Racing Series Modifieds. Inside row number 1 is this 2 of Steve Rickard. Outside of him, the 10 of Steve Snap. Row number 2, car number 3, Jerry Stapleton, and the 25 of Gary Smith. Row number 3 is 76 Frank Harris and the 58 of Kevin Colvin. Row number 4, car number 42, Jim Lewis Jr. and the 28 of Ralph Herring. Row number 5, 17 Ed Lorenz and 1 of Mike Carroll. Row number 6, 31 Don Fleming Jr. and the number 11 of Dick Dunleavy Jr. In row number 7, car number 5, Sky Hinkle and the 4 of Charlie Davis. And in row number 8, 86 Roy Sowers and the 6 of Derek Barnett. KilKare runs third. Jim Lewis Jr. now holds on to fourth with the 10 of Steve Snap holding on to that fifth position, but it's a battle.
Looks to the inside of Steve Rickard. There is contact in turn two. One stalled over in turn 3. That's the 28 around pair, and he will bring out the race's first caution.
down the back straightaway.
On the restart, it will be Steve Rickard in the 2 machine. In the 3 of Jerry Stapleton, Jim Lewis Jr. in the 42. 25, Gary Smith. And the 11 of Dick Dunleavy Jr. Car number 2, Steve Rickard. And your winner will be car number 2, Steve Rickard. Coming home second is the 3 of Jerry Stapleton. The 42 of Jim Lewis Jr. will come home third. Fourth to the 25 of Gary Smith with Dick Dunleavy Jr. rounding out your top 11, your top 5 in the 11 car. Once again, your winner, car number 2, Steve Rickard. And our next feature of the night will be the NASCAR Weekly Racing Series Pure Stocks. And they're going to line up this way. Inside row number 1, car number 75, Brian Cottrell, and the 24, Sean Miller. Row number 2, car number 88, Ken Burnett, and outside of him, the 57 of Chris Pawpaw. Row number 3, Ryan Roush, and the 28 of Danny Suffren. And in row number 4, car number 6, Craig Conover, and the 1 of Jeremy Everding. Row number 5, 63, Brett Clark, and the 73 of Larry Hornback. Row number 6, car number 71, Jeff Marsh, and the 01 of Potter Ledford. And in row number 7, car number 7, Dave Blonier, and the 99 of Chuck McClure. And in row number 8, car number 90, Steve Shaw.
I've seen Jerry a couple times on the side. Brian Cottrell and Sean Miller lead the pack down the back straightaway. Very ready.
Problems for the Larry Hornback machine. He pulls it in the infield with the front bumper just hanging on there. You have to have contact with somebody. 75 of Brian Cottrell, your leader. And Tim Burnett runs second, and Brian Roush in third. And Chris Pawpaw spinning down the front stretch into the infield over at turn 1. And we got one real slow down the back straightaway. That's the 63 of Brent Clark. Caution does come out. Too many things happening at once. We got the Chris Pawpaw machine sitting too close to the turn 1 track and Brett Clark on the back stretch. So we'll take care of those problems and be back to racing in just a moment. On the restart, it will be Brian Cottrell, Ken Burnett, Brian Roush, and Craig Conover. backstretch into the infield. That is the 18 machine, Billy Ritchie. Missed him in the opening lineup. He is moving. We stay green. Here comes the leaders. And caution comes out. As the 18 machine unable to find the fire in that car. Now he moves. On the restart, it will be Brian Cottrell, Ken Burnett, Brian Roush, Craig Conover, and Sean Miller. Brian Roush gets underneath the 88 of Ken Burnett. Brian Roush now runs second, and Craig Conover will get underneath for third. And Ken Burnett crosses back to the fourth. Roush now will set his sights on the 75 of Brian Cottrell. And Roush is closing in the 3 machine. Traffic now. Everybody making it through just fine. Brian Cottrell still your leader. Brian Roush right on his back bumper. 5 laps to go for your leader, the 75 of Brian Cottrell. And contact, Brian Roush. And we got a couple spinning over in turn 4. Looks like Chris Pompa, one of the cars. Bring out a caution. On the restart, it will be Brian Cottrell, Brian Roush, Craig Conover, Ken Burnett, and Sean Miller, your top 5. Inside down the back straightaway, can't quite get the job done. Contact. Using that chrome horn, he moves to the inside down the front straightaway. Brian Roush takes over the lead going into turn 1. Brian Cottrell back to second. Craig Conover runs third. And now Brian Cottrell looks for a way back around the Brian Roush machine as the laps continue to tick away. Now Brian Roush loose in turn 2. Cottrell pulls right back up on his back bumper. And contact between the 3 of Brian Roush and the 18E machine of Billy Ritchie. The leaders now side by side down the backstretch as the white flag come out. Sideways down the back straightaway, Brian Roush and Brian Cottrell. Cottrell takes over the lead in turn 3. And your winner will be car number 75, Brian Cottrell. And we got one blowing up down the front straightaway. We got a smoke cloud. Your winner is Brian Cottrell in the 75. Coming home second is the 3 of Brian Roush. Looks like the 90 of Steve Shaw, the one with the smoking problem. Coming home third is the Craig Conover machine car number 6. Fourth goes to Ken Burnett in the 88, and rounding out your top 5 is the 24 of Sean Miller. Once again, your winner, car number 75, Brian Cottrell.
Sorry, Nate.
And now our final feature for this videotape will be the NASCAR Weekly Racing Series mini stocks. Inside row number 1, car number 40, or truck number 45, Eddie Floor. Outside him, the car of the 99 of Greg White. Row number 2, number 10, Brian Brewer, and the 95 of Derek McCushin. Row number 3 is car number 24, Rick Bates, and the 6 of Ron Wells. In row number 4, car number or truck number 60, Jerry Moore, and the 17 of Frank Harvey. Row number 5, 7, Ken Snyder, and 5, Tony McCushin. And in row number 6, car number 71, Sean Sparkman. Dropping to the back of the pack on the start. 45 of Eddie Flora takes the lead. 10 of Brian Brewer running second. 24 Rick Bates third. 60 Jerry Moore. We're holding on to that fourth position. Second. Third belongs to the 60 of Jerry Moore. Getting together over in turn 2. 10 of Brian Brewer, now the 5 of Derek, or Tony McCushin is involved. The 99 of Greg White is involved. The 95 of Derek McCushin is also involved. More cars spinning.
Down the back straightaway. So we got Brian Brewer. Sideways, we've got Bishop going out to look at Greg White. Make sure he's okay. Yellow flag, pit road area. Friday night, Labor Day Championship here at KilKare Speedway. Feeling part of your Labor Day weekend plan.
On the restart, it will be the 45 of Eddie Floor. 60 is Jerry Moore. 17, Frank Harvey. The 6, Ron Wells. And the 7 of Kenny Snyder. The 95 of Derek McCushin. McCushin just making it back out on the track as we're getting ready to go back to green flag racing. Rick Bates, problems with that truck, and he was taken out on the hook during that caution period. And all the trucks tiptoe through that turn 2 area with a lot of oil dry went down. major cleanup over there in turn 2. Moving to that highlight, try and find a way around the 60 of Jerry Moore towards second. Five laps to go for your leader, truck number 45, Eddie Flora. Slipping back just a little bit now. Contact between Frank Harvey and the 6 of Ron Wells. Battle for third. Now Ron Wells takes over that third spot in the 6 truck. Rubber contact down the front straightaway. And we got a couple spinning out. Ron Wells and the 17 of Frank Harvey. On the restart, it will be 45 Eddie Flora, 60 Jerry Moore, 7 Kenny Snyder, 95 Derek Pecution, then the Ron Wells, and 17 of Frank Harvey. We're about ready to get back to the race. Ron Wells and Harvey wasting no time getting around the Kenny Snyder machine. Smoke coming from the 6 of Ron Wells. I think it's tire rubbing the pit. Jerry Moore now pressing the Eddie Flora truck number 45 for the lead. White flag, 1 lap to go for Eddie Flora, truck number 45. And your winner in truck number 45, Eddie Flora. Coming home second will be the 60 of Jerry Moore. Third will go to the 6 of Ron Wells. Fourth to the 17 of Frank Harvey. And Ken Snyder will round out your top 5. Once again, your winner, truck number 45, Eddie Flora. I'd like to thank you once again for buying this Pinster Productions at the Track videotape. Please keep in mind we not only videotape here at KilKare Speedway each and every week, but at Columbus Motor Speedway, following the NASCAR Weekly Racing Series. For your NASCAR Ohio connection, Pinster Productions at the track. For my wife Kim, my partner Bill Yo, our production assistants Mike Brown and Katie Moore, I'm Nate Pennington. We'll see you next week at the track.